What's up, humans, and welcome to a very special Psicoactivo. Tonight, I have producer David Altman, who's been in television, music, and film for the last 20 years, living in Hollywood in California. Now he's based, I think, in Florida, right?
I'm bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal.
Yeah.
And I also have Miss OliviaDeMattio. She's a New Jersey resident who's been, you're probably familiar with her. She's been on TV over the past couple of days talking about these drone incursions. So welcome to both of you. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm I'm droning on.
So first of all, I want to ask, how did you guys connect? Because David was the one who connected with Olivia, but what was that like? What was the interaction like?
So I just hit her up and I was like, "Hey, I work in television. I'd love to talk to you about drones." And she's not sick of talking about it yet. So she offered to speak to me.
How are you feeling, Olivia, with what's been happening? What's the vibe like between the people in New Jersey right now? Are you guys spooked, or did you guys get used to it? What's up?
I'd say that we started to get a little bit used to it, but I think after today, there's just been so much, chatter and buzz about it. And now the FBI is kind of making, statements, and everyone's definitely getting, I want to say, a little bit more on the spook side since there are more coming out every day. There's still no information. And now I've basically convinced myself that they're aliens. So I'm a little.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a conversation to have, right, David? Because we've been talking about this off air. I think they're potentially from the government. I don't know if they're really aliens because we've been talking about this for a while. That there's like a secret type of technology that could potentially exist within the government. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that statement, or do you also entertain the possibility that they may be from somewhere else?
So I actually asked Olivia about this, like how like what is in her area? You know what I mean? Like is there a power plant? Is there anything like that? And I'll let her answer that question of what's in her area.
So what I had told David before was I live in a very farm town basically. There's really nothing going on, very little stores, really it's the most boring town in America. I'll just say that. The closest we have Picatinny Arsenal, which is maybe like 35 minutes from here. And then I know a lot of people have talked about the drones maybe being something with Trump related, but Trump National is another half hour from here.
If they are drones, they could come from like 100 miles away and get here fast. So
But the question is, dude, why are they over her house?
Like,
you
why are
know,
they in
yeah,
like
Mendham where there's
it's
nothing
not
going
about where
on
it's
here?
not even to me. It's not even really as much as a question. Well, it is obviously it is a big question of whose are they, what are they, but another important question is why are they over this neighborhood? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
just town in general. Like, there's no reason for them to be in Mendham
most
unless
of
they
the
want to go to my
comments,
coffee shop.
most
Unless
of
they
the
want
comments
coffee.
I saw online was that they're just stalking you, Olivia. So
Did
I
you
don't
see?
know.
I was getting roasted. Oh my God. They're
Oh yeah,
brutal.
so I have another question for Olivia. How did the media find you?
Oh, this is a funny story. So CBS was, I guess, filming in Mendham. I don't, I guess for some reason the drones are really segregated to this area. So CBS somehow found out about it. CBS is outside on the sidewalk, and they ended up parking in the parking lot of my coffee shop.
Oh, that's what I figured.
I'm walking into my coffee shop. They're walking into the parking lot, and I see that they've got camera crews and stuff. And I'm like, guys, I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're talking about the drones. I'm like, oh, do you guys want some coffee? And they're like, oh, do you own the coffee shop? I'm like, I do. And they're like, have you seen drones? I'm like, I have. And they're like, wow, let's do an interview. So it was kind of just like completely being at the right place at the right time. So then I did the interview at CBS. I end up on the 6 o'clock news, 6 a.m. news. And then what is it? Entertainment Tonight. One of those reached out, and then Fox ended up getting my emailed me. I called them, and then they set up the interview for this morning. And the Fox one kind of took off like wildfire.
Yeah.
And before this happened, what was your thought on were you aware of everything that's happening like in Congress in terms of the UAP and Lou Elizondo and all this stuff, or you weren't aware at all?
I'm really not too familiar
No.
with that.
And what did you think about the whole topic in general before that? Did you think they didn't exist? What do you think if
Drones?
no, if like we're alone in the universe and all these questions, or do you never
Oh,
think about that at all?
oh, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, my mom has joked that I've been an alien my whole life. So, aliens. But no, I definitely think there's, life on other planets. I feel like it makes no sense to believe otherwise, that, we can't be the only life in the entire universe. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I think there's enough proof out there proving that, there's something else out there.
This is what everybody is talking about, and there's a huge debate on social media right now, especially amongst the UFO people. That some are saying they're drones, others are saying they're UFOs or come from somewhere else. I wanted to ask you, Olivia, what are like the shapes and types of lights you have been seeing in the sky? Do they flicker? Do you see if there's a shape? What type of a shape is there? Because I thought there was like a this kind of like airplane, but it's not, it wasn't really an airplane. Is that correct? Like, but it kind of looked like one. What did you see though?
So I know there is a video going around that I believe actually is an airplane, and the girl didn't
Hmm.
realize it's an airplane because it's not that triangular shape that, was photographed. But what you see red and green lights, and they kind of like flicker like this. Like it's not like the old school UFOs where you see, you're thinking like the lights are like going in a circle. It's literally just big red and green lights, like maybe three to four per drone. And the drones are more not like rectangular, but it's hard to kind of tell the exact shape because again, it is dark. So really, you're just seeing the outline when the lights are going off. But I'd say they're more of like a rectangular shape than anything.
And do they stay there for long, like for hours and hours?
So,
I do want to add one thing which I mentioned to her, which she did never heard of, obviously, was the fact that people have said that if these are not ours and they are some type of other, they have they mimic sometimes. I mentioned that to her, and
yeah,
you might want to go into that more and
Yeah,
ask her. Yeah,
that's what I
go ahead.
wanted to. That's why I'm asking about the shapes
Mm-hmm.
and I asked her off the record before you got here if she saw that they like changed in any way because this is something that a famous author from the 70s, John Keel, talked about in one of the most famous books in ufology called Operation Trojan
Moth,
Horse.
yeah, Operation Trojan Horse, yeah.
That he said that these craft seem to mimic the craft at the time um,
hmm
that the military had, and
And
I
not
was
only that,
wondering,
but
yeah,
like they're sorry to cut you off, and you know
no,
how
don't
I
worry,
am,
don't
dude.
worry,
I get excited about this stuff, and
no,
I
don't worry about
interrupt a
it.
lot. A big thing that was in the '90s during the cattle mutilations were the black helicopters, and that was another thing that people were saying, like these black helicopters weren't really black helicopters at all; that they were alien craft that were mimicking, that
hmm
either shapeshift or had some type of technology that when you looked at them, it could show you something else.
That's weird.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
crazy.
definitely possible. But what I will say is these things are very fast. And a lot of people, I'm sure you've seen under the comments on the other videos, they're like, well, why don't you have clear shots? Like, why don't people have clear shots of these things? And it's so hard to photograph them because they're pretty high up. It's pitch black outside. So all you're seeing are light configurations.
You need a good pair of night vision goggles.
I
Yeah,
have binoculars, but they don't take
Yeah,
pictures.
but no,
no, night
you need a
vision are the
pair of night
best.
vision goggles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually thinking like, who do I know up in that area that could get a repair, like
I
just
can
Yeah.
thinking
ask a
about it.
couple of people though. I do have a couple of friends there too. But
It's
also,
all like
if you
drone.
see that it keeps happening and you wanna like film something, like infrared camera would be the best way to go, right,
Hmm.
David? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least unfortunately, like some of them you can't record. Like when we filmed a Terror in the Sky, like the footage I captured, I had to take my phone and actually kind of put it to the night vision to record it. and
Yeah.
stuff. But you know, it works. It works. We used it in a movie for what I filmed, so yeah, you
And
could see.
I almost feel like they don't. I mean, I'm not saying they're aliens or I'm not saying anything right now, but
Right.
it doesn't want to be filmed. I don't know if it's like the lights kind of throw the camera off, but it's nearly impossible to focus your phone on these. And I've tried multiple times, but with, how quickly they move, how the different colored lights are changing, like all you see, your phone looks like a
So, and
like
as far as the sound, is there something that you could think of that is a comparison in your mind to what they might sound like?
um it's a very low humming noise. That's what could I think
Hmm.
of that sounds like it?
I mean, like let's
Yeah.
say like a lawnmower that's allowed, not like nothing like that, right?
No, 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 no. It's pretty low. Like it's not
Okay.
extremely loud, but if you're outside while they're there, you can hear it.
Are they all the same size? Do you think?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They're very large. They're pretty
And
large.
they're all the same light patterns
Um,
as far as the how the
it's,
lights are on them.
yeah, they're all red and green colored.
Mhm.
So with like some gold in there, but if they're all like they're not all changing at the same time, but yeah, they're the same.
Okay.
There's not
And
like shapes that I could see. They all
Be-
look
because you know, if they're all the same model, that kind of takes away from, in my opinion, from it being like a friggin' drone club. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
they usually have all different kinds of drones,
This is
yeah,
right?
not a drone. This is not a drone
Right.
club.
I know. I'm just saying, like, or whatever. You know, like if that's kind of uh, and as far as deductions go, you know, them being identical, and you know, but then again, you really can't tell. I mean, they could be different drones, but the lights are the same. Then maybe they set the lights up. I mean, who, you know, it's all
Well,
speculation.
and it's
yeah.
also like, why do they only come out at night? They, you know, they're
None of
clearly
them
The
have been
the
during
the
the
the,
day at all.
the
nope,
freaks come out at night.
That's
literally
weird.
almost like clockwork. As soon as it's 6 o'clock here and it's like pitch black, then they start
And
tripping.
and she told me
That's
that they
weird.
leave. They're there for like an hour, and then they leave, and then they come back, right?
Yeah, and they go. I mean,
So
there's
so
all these different drone groups in the area, and
That's wild.
they'll be posted a town over, in 2 hours, and then over here and over there. Like they don't. It's not like they're hovering over my house. The
right.
whole. Then I
So
would be really
so
concerned.
so that goes to question, if they're leaving and coming back, are they going to refuel? Right?
Exactly. Where I can't imagine that nobody has tracked them at this point. Like
Well,
somebody had to pop an FBI, someone's had to attract them.
that's
You know.
the next questions I'm sure we're going to get to is, like, I asked as well, like, have you seen anything up there trying to chase them or just investigate? And I'll let her answer, like.
No, I mean we haven't seen anything. We got word that a Black Hawk helicopter was in the area. I don't know if it still is right now, but it just makes no sense if there's this many of them that there's not a military aircraft, there's not anything that can go up there and investigate it.
What about a news chopper?
Like
Like,
something. There's
and
got to be
even a
something
news
that can go up
chopper, you know
there.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why are they like driving into your town? Well, I guess a news chopper, I guess it'd have to be local. It'd have to be local. You know what I mean? Whatever your local station is, like CNN is not going to fly a chopper. Well, no, they could probably rent one, or they could, whatever one from the local airport if they wanted to. I guess. I mean,
And you
it's a
you
million things they could do. But
you sent me that article today on what was from the FBI or what,
the
or no,
the
from Department
the
of
deal.
Homeland.
I say, yeah, I sent you. George Knapp put out a link for a DoD article, and then I sent you the FBI sheet. That was like a one sheet press announcement. Yeah,
But it's like you're
And
telling me that the DOA, the FBI, nobody can send somebody up during the hours of 6 to 8 p.m. in Morris County and figure out what one of these drones are.
there's
Like,
a report about FBI agents being followed by these things to their
yeah,
homes.
I've
Of
heard
the
that
of the
too.
FBI agents that are investigating the case, these
really?
things
I
are
don't think I
following
don't
them
think
to their
they're
home.
following them. I think that usually with the FBI, they're not. I mean, obviously, there's difference in police, but they have their local branches. So my guess is that some of these guys probably live in the area. I don't, and
Yeah.
they're probably, I don't think that they're like, I mean, I could be wrong if maybe they are fault, but I don't think that's the case.
I haven't heard of any FBI agents living in the area, but you never know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there must be a few,
yeah.
probably. But that only tells me though that if they're not following these things to wherever they refuel or something, they must know what they
They
are.
have to know what they are, and they're just
But
not
then
telling
why
us.
are they putting out there to call the cops and call the FBI if you see one? It's like, what are they doing? Are they trying to trick us
They're
into?
playing their reindeer games.
I think that has to
For
do
what
probably
reason?
with
I mean,
it has to do
who
probably
knows?
with the compartmentalization of the all the branches of government because
Right,
there's
they
multiple
compartmentalize.
letter agencies and they don't tell each other
And
anything.
I told Pavel, that I did speak to somebody who is intelligence, and I showed you the screenshot of what they said, and they were just like, "What are you talking about? There's no, it's fake news."
Yeah,
Totally denying the whole thing.
Fake news. Tell them to
yeah,
come to Morris County, New
Yeah,
Jersey.
yeah,
We'll set them straight. It's not fake news.
man.
It's just insane that this has been going on
and
almost two
oh, and
weeks.
I don't know, Olivia, if you know about this, but I doubt it that you know about. So this week there was a big story going around that we were to be invaded by aliens. Did you hear about that?
No.
So go ahead. It's your show, dude.
Continue.
It's your show. I'll let you explain to her how that ties in, and it's just a coincidence. But go ahead.
Great.
Yeah, so there's this guy who did language coding model that predicts a lot of events, and he's
He
been
built
doing
he
it
built it
since
for the he built it to predict the stock market.
yeah, and he's been
Okay.
doing it since like the late 90s. And one of these predictions said that as if President Donald Trump was interviewed by Joe Rogan 39 days later, we would be invaded by aliens.
What that makes where did that come from?
It's because he's been pretty accurate on the
Yeah.
stock market stuff, and people tend to believe him. And it also became a little bit of a broken telephone game.
Uh-huh.
But also,
How
do you
does
know
the
what?
stock market tie into aliens though?
So no, so he built the program. He could type in certain keywords into Google, and it could predict how things will turn out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he used
Right.
it for the stock market generally.
Right.
Got
But
it.
Yeah.
he also was like a UFO guy, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And do you know what remote viewing is?
No.
No, that's a skill that humans are supposed to have. It's been studied for decades now by the three-letter agencies and all that. And currently, there are people who claim to be remote viewers. Basically, what they do is they basically like traverse space and time with their minds. They go there. And there's a group of remote viewers that are supposedly very skilled at this that were inquiring about this prediction, and they were talking about allegedly dogfights in the sky between these objects, and people started conflating.
It went viral. It went viral.
It went viral, and they said that it was an alien invasion, but really nothing happened. But this has been happening, which is
So yeah, so it's kind of weird, like that this prediction happened at the same time as all this drone stuff's going on.
So do
Yeah.
you think the drones are put up there by the government to help stop the alien invasion? Like there's even more
No,
questions.
if there was an alien invasion, we don't have anything to stop them.
Yeah,
No.
true.
yeah.
And
We don't.
I don't think that aliens need to invade. I think they're already here anyway, So
I don't know
Yeah.
why they would want to invade this town anyway, but
yeah. What about what we should look into is minerals.
What do you mean?
Like, is there any mines? Is there
Oh,
what
in New
type
Jersey.
quartz under? Are there any big deposits of that under? And that could be something. That could be something.
That's
if
interesting.
they're right, yeah.
there is a couple big mines. Not in Mendham though, but there's There's Sterling Mines, which is maybe like a half hour from here. I can Google I would have to close out, but Google
Yeah,
what
yeah.
mineral. But yeah, there's Sterling Mines. I would say there's probably two fairly big ones, but still not here. There
Right. Well,
have
just because, yeah, but you don't know what's underground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
right. It's because it's I guess a legend or whatever, or it's part of the UFO lore, that some hotspots, and it's true, like Sedona, like there's huge mineral deposits underneath the ground, and these things seem to be attracted to them.
That's
Yeah.
really
So,
interesting. I'm gonna have to Google that. See, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And they're also attracted to multiple minerals. It's like there's a big book called UFOs and Nukes, where Robert Hastings talks about UFOs being attracted to nuclear energy, and there's a lot of data that of
Yeah, and
officials
that
who,
was that was the
yeah,
first thing I asked her is about power plants, any type of a something that would be there for them, like a reason for them to be there, because people also talk about how not even nuclear, just electrical power plants that they'll have sightings because these things can somehow siphon off energy or whatever, like through power lines,
Yeah,
volcanoes. We all know about the volcanoes.
yeah,
yeah.
they
Yeah,
go into the crater. Actually,
yeah,
there's video of
yeah.
that.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely no volcanoes, but there
Yeah,
could be
right,
some,
right.
minerals or some kind of mine here.
So what? So how far are you, or should I say your town? Like, are you closer to New York City? Or are you more to Pennsylvania? Where are
I
you? Where are you located on the map of Jersey?
I'm just about in the middle, so I'm an hour from Pennsylvania and an hour from New York City.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're probably not far from like the Delaware Water Gap, and there's a lot of mountainous areas in there. So could be like mineral rich. You never know. Could be like a vein
Yeah.
of whatever.
There's a lot of, state parks out here and, hiking trails. So who knows if
How long have you lived there?
forever.
So I'm sure since you own a coffee store and you've lived there forever, that lots of police officers stop by your business.
They do.
Right. And so anything, that you can talk about maybe that they've told you?
So I haven't run into any because I actually sell cars full time right down the
Right.
street from the coffee shop. So I'm only at the coffee shop maybe like a half hour a day on my lunch break. So I'm not there
And
long
now
enough.
that you've been on every news station, they're probably avoiding it like the plague. Like we don't want to go in there. She's gonna ask us about those drones.
You asked us about the aliens. Yeah, no. Um, but no, I really haven't had too much conversation with any police officers.
Do you plan on investigating a bit more about the topic overall now that this is happening? Have you been
Oh,
doing it already?
definitely. Yeah, I've been doing some research, but now that you guys have brought up the mines and the power plants and the minerals, as soon as we get off, I'm Googling all that.
Oh, I'll give you shit to look up all day long, man. If you want to, if you want something to do with that.
I just want answers,
Just make
I
sure
know, right?
society doesn't lose you. Like you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a really cool video game and you just get lost for like two
I
days.
told her, any questions, feel free to call me. Like because there's a lot of rabbit holes out there. A
Hey,
lot of
Yeah.
a lot of crazy people too.
I've got a big telescope. I don't know if you can see that over there.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
so I got to start hooking that up and using that.
Man.
Wow!
Yeah.
Do you have an
You
X?
can record off of that too.
Can I? I don't know.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. If you
I
want
think,
to, if you want to set that up to record, let me know. I'll put you on with somebody that can walk you through it.
okay, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I've got my house is back, like there's a big open like field behind here. So it would be actually the perfect spot to set that up.
So you live by yourself?
No, me and my boyfriend live together.
Okay, so like, what is he
He's still
saying?
working. What'd you say?
What are his thoughts? Like, is he like, man, enough with the drones already? Or
I mean, his honest opinion, he literally wants to take a rifle and shoot one down. I've had to literally stop him from doing
yeah,
that just about every single day. I'm like, I am not bailing you out of jail. Like, we're not getting arrested for this.
I
yeah.
mean,
There was a case recently here in Florida this old man lived by Walmart, and he got sick of the Walmart drones, and he just took out his 9 and shot the thing, shot at it, but he got cops showed up, knocked his body. The body cam footage is actually it's pretty funny. It's on YouTube, and he's like, "I did it, man. I'm sick of that thing. I shot at it." You know.
That would literally be my boyfriend getting thrown in the back of a police car. So yeah, we avoid that at all.
And everybody's armed over there, so makes sense, right? But
yeah. And
if
I
it
mean,
keeps,
he's not the only one. There's so many people are saying,
if it keeps happening, someone's gonna shoot at them.
I wish somebody would. Like, what? I know it's illegal to shoot a drone down, but if it's a threat to society and a threat to the public, and the FBI doesn't know what it is, like, what's the problem? Shoot one of them.
I would think maybe if they were flying a little lower, you know, somebody would, but they're probably pretty high. I mean, it's from what you're saying, they're as big as a car, so they shouldn't be too hard to miss.
How high are they, though?
But they're fast. That's the problem. And if you were to shoot one and one fell and killed somebody, then you got an even bigger problem.
So when you say fast, what do you mean by fast?
I don't know the exact speed that they're traveling, but they're quick. They'll like dart around. So
do they do like a little light that you go like this, like a laser? Is it that fast? When you move a laser?
Do you have that footage? Do you have that footage handy of the Guadalupe object that takes off?
Yeah, I do. Hold on.
Do you have that video handy? Show her that.
When we get off of here, I can send you guys videos that my friends have taken that have been more clear than mine. And
oh yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
Okay, hold on. There it is. This is a guy who's a fisherman from Ensenada, and he sent me a video on the very first day we heard about the New Jersey ones.
Got it.
He's been at there for like 2 days now, and he told me that every night.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Watch it leave.
That was fast, right? Let me repeat that again.
They're not. I would say it's not as fast as that, but the thing is, they turn their lights off and then they appear like
someplace else.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
see that one you can like exactly follow.
So I'm not I don't know shit about drones, all right? I know, what they are, but as far as operation, how can a drone shut its lights off? Can you do that from the ground if you have a drone and it's supposed to have lights on it? Can you remotely shut them off?
I guess some of them can if you have the controller. Yeah, they can. Yeah. But they're like the most expensive ones.
No, I'm talking about as well as legally. You know what I mean? Like, is it?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. You know,
because of the FAA rules. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're shutting their lights off at night, that's crazy. Yeah. That's a threat.
That's a crime. That's a crime.
I don't think they care. They're already invasive at this point,
No, but I'm talking about like as far as our government is concerned, they're saying they're not a threat, right? But if they're shutting their lights off at night, that's a threat.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Especially for commercial planes and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, recently they were saying that a medevac, like the helicopters that transport people,
right?
They got like derailed, like they couldn't take off because of all of the drones in the air at night.
That's wow.
So that was pretty bad. That happened, I want to say 2 days ago. So and again, it's like nobody can get a good glimpse of what these are from what I've been researching and reading, because it's pitch black out and they've got all these lights on them.
And what about the rest of your friends and family? What do they think about this? Are any of them like spooked, or do you guys talk about it often?
My mom and sister are really big into conspiracy theories. I really haven't delved too much into it with them, but they definitely think it's something with the government more than aliens.
Yeah, that's what a lot of us think.
Yeah.
And do you have that video of any of the video, Pablo, from the UK?
Yeah, hold on.
Because I asked her that too. Was she aware that it's not just New Jersey?
Let me take a look. I'll play it without sound.
Do you have the one with the sphere?
That's better, right?
Shit. That's almost exactly what it looks like actually at night.
Yeah.
That's
These
from far away.
these lights are red though. You said green and blue, right?
No,
Oh.
red and green.
Oh, red and
Shit.
green.
Yep. That looks similar, but normally there's more lights. Like there'll be like two going off on each one.
There's
But
another one that I
that's
saw.
definitely the same kind of light.
This is an Essex. That
Yeah.
one right there. Is
Yeah.
that similar?
Very similar. Yeah,
So far away.
So
I
it's
know.
happening. So it's the same type of phenomenon that's happening in the UK, and because I thought that the ones in the UK seemed more like mechanical, and they had multiple lights, not just one.
Do you have my UFO sighting that I sent you?
Yeah. Hold on.
You got to play that for her. Yeah. So also, Olivia, I'm like 10 miles from Cape Canaveral, so I can literally see the rocket launches
Oh, that's cool.
from my yard. So, especially from what I do for a living, I know what's supposed to be in my backyard and what's not.
Yeah,
Here it is.
Here you go. You're going to hear some swearing, but it's not that bad.
no worries. You can make it bigger.
This is vertical, but yeah.
So
let's
let's pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Let me give it some more background. So, there have been multiple times where I'd walk out back, and I could tell satellites from. Like I said, I can tell what's supposed to be there, what's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I've seen these glowing orbs out there before, and I would go out there with my phone, and my goal was to catch it leaving, because if I could catch it leaving I would know it wasn't a satellite, just to whatever, to show people.
Yeah.
And and B, maybe I could figure out on how fast it leaves or whatever, if it's a paper lantern, whatever,
Yeah.
cross the possibilities off the list. So I would go out there and I would see something like this. I'd stand there for 45 minutes filming, and the thing wouldn't move.
Oh my God.
I'd
Really?
get pissed off, go in the house, come back out a minute later, and it'd be gone.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
So aggravating. So this was the first time that I actually was able to catch them doing something, and I'll let them play it now. And you could see that's right over a house. It's not
Yeah.
satellite.
Yep.
Keep your eye on it. It's gone.
It just disappears. Yeah,
Gone.
it turns its lights off.
Did you put the volume up a little bit? Let her hear what I'm saying. Back it up a little bit. Yeah, go ahead. And you'll see, and I explained why. You'll see how excited I got, because I can never catch him leaving.
No idea what the hell that is.
Yeah, they just turn their lights off.
Watch. Listen. Holy shit! Holy shit! I filmed it! I filmed it! I finally got one! I was so happy.
Oh my God.
So what happened was, when I first saw it, you could hear my mom in the background. I come in the house and I'm like, hey, there's something out back. My mom's like, her exact words were, if it's aliens, I don't want to go out there. That's what she said.
I don't blame her.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's what Mendham looks like times like 6 of those in the sky.
But the weird thing is that it went away and it came back, and my mom could see it, but I couldn't. Holy shit.
Oh, that's weird.
Right? Holy shit. And that's very common. I filmed it. It's a very common thing to happen where you'll have 10 people that are involved with the UFO sighting, but only 5 or whatever number will see it. Not everybody can see it.
That's spooky.
and it took a minute, and then it came, and then I was able to actually see it, and I had that on video too. But well, I don't want to waste any more time with it. But yeah,
Right.
Creepy. I haven't had that happen yet, but
yeah. So, and that was right after we filmed the Terror in the Sky. So right away, people are like, "Yeah, it followed you from California," you know.
you never know.
Yeah.
I'll leave a link in the description for the video so everybody else can see it. Yeah, so what
And
do you
also,
think? Tell me. What were you
I
gonna
was
say?
gonna say I'll send you the videos after this that I have as well.
If you, I don't know if you can share screen right now or send them to me. We can play them. If you want to
Um,
send them to David.
yeah, I can Facebook message it to David right now. Hold on
Yeah,
one
yeah,
second.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, please do.
Let's see.
Oh, Pavel's got the never before seen videos.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you again, they're far, so it's a little bit difficult to see, but you can see there's a cluster of 3 of them.
Okay, you guys can see that, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look out my window again to see if there's
Go ahead, check it out. If you don't come back, we know what happened.
No.
So, do you see the one that's right there? Right? Hang on. It was right over here. Hang on, I'll show you.
That's a nice close up right there.
That looks like a plane right here.
Yeah,
Or
the
a
one that is moving
helicopter.
away, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are like definitely just stationary right there. Nothing?
Hold on, I'm taking you with me. I think there's
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
I was
Ow.
gonna say that. I was gonna ask you, and I was like, nah.
Oh, it's so dark out here. I can't. It's not even gonna come out.
Isn't it really cold?
Yeah, that's
Get
okay.
like a beanie or something so you can. No, you'll mess up your hair.
A beanie. How about a coat, not a beanie?
It's literally there's 2 of them. You
Get
can't
out of
even see.
here. Come on.
No way. There's 2 of them. So this is live right now. Hold on, let me get off the screen.
I know,
Holy
right?
shit.
There's one blink. It's kind of a distant. There's one blinking. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's me. Jesus, how do I turn this around? No wonder I can't see anything. Yeah, no, there's something in the
Right.
above there, but it's too far away.
Hop in your car and drive to it.
It'll be gone by the time I get over there.
I'm joking.
Yeah, you could see the 2 lights going back and forth.
Maybe if you put Reese's Pieces on your roof, like an
know.
ET.
You gotta set up that telescope for recording.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's
That's
next.
a
an
sweet
awesome
telescope.
Is that
Yeah.
yours or your boyfriend's?
I got it for him on a Black Friday sale like 2 years ago when we moved in, and
It's been sitting there ever since.
it has truly been sitting there ever since.
And
I
now it's time to use it.
We have a nice pair of binoculars we like to use to like bird watch. We're like we're old people, but yeah, this thing is like big.
All right, let's see the other video.
I sent it to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 of the same, like from the same area, so it's gonna be it's hard to see anything.
There.
The problem is at night and you're recording far away and you're like running outside in your pajamas because you see one.
There it goes.
Yeah, do you see there's 2? There's one like above and
They're pretty high up.
yeah. You can see there's 2 lights on the one moving pretty quickly.
Let's play it again.
Again, I wasn't there when they recorded one.
It's so weird that they flicker like planes.
Yeah.
I still can't figure that out. All right.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't see those in person, but you
we're gonna
when
we're gonna definitely gonna have to stay in touch with you. So, and if you like manage to get some get your telescope connected, and maybe if you can like borrow a decent camera from someone and start like shooting, you can send them to David and we'll share the shit out of them.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna try to get some more videos. But what I'm also gonna do, I see the drones and I'm like, okay, everyone else has videos and pictures, so like I haven't really tried to get to like detailed stuff just because honest to God, I don't want to go outside. I'm cold. But
yeah.
now I'll get you guys some better videos.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
And thank you for your time, though. Right now, what's happening is that this drone thing, and we're all trying to figure it out. And yeah, I get that some people, because I was listening to a colleague of mine called Christopher Sharp.
Mhm.
He's a Brit, and he's been covering this stuff in the UK for a while. And he claims that there's a lot of families that are talking to him right now because those incursions are a little different in terms of the feeling, because those are like close to military installations.
Military, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying like they have children there and people are kind of scared, and that's why I wanted
Oh,
to ask you what the atmosphere was like over there, because it's a very different feeling. You guys are like more like curious about what's going on, and over there is more like a little bit of fear, you know.
oh. I mean, I'm sure there's definitely people that are fearful, but I think a lot of people are kind of shielding their kids from it. Like they're not really talking about it as much.
Yeah.
For now, I think
Mm.
people really are just they're more angry, I'd say, that nobody's doing anything. And it's like nobody really cares about finding the answers right now, except for,
Have you seen any kind of citizen movement, like making inquiries, like to the authorities or something like that?
oh yeah,
Do you
they're
think about
calling.
maybe joining them or something? Trying to ask questions about this?
I haven't, but I do know that the cops are being called multiple times a night. But they've been putting that out there to call the cops when you see the drones, when you see
Right.
so, and the cops go out, they look at the drones, and they're like, "Yeah, there's something we can do," and they go back into squad cars, and that's it. But they make a note of it. I guess they alert the FBI, but there's nothing really to ask anybody because nobody. They just say, "We don't know. We don't know."
All right. So I want to thank you for your time again, and thank you,
You're
David,
welcome.
for hooking up this interview.
For sure.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. But let's stay in touch. Yeah.
And
All
I'll get
right.
you some.
Sounds good.
All right, David. Thank you, man. Thank you, Olivia. Nice to meet
Have a
you.
good night.